The two richest people in Japan, standing on a huge balance. Their feet are piled up with gold bars. The two are playing a game. The Last Judgment, balance scales. All the net worth at Buddy's feet, 50 billion exchanged. At the feet of Tank, the total net worth is 40 billion. The rule is, two people with similar assets compare all the weights after converting all the assets into gold bars whose balance is heavier who can win the game. The victorious side can win all the money of the other side. The losing party is immediately penniless. Of course 40 billion to 50 billion, just the initial value of this game during the game time. They can gather friends, family, and the help of the audience. Raised through these three external support. Finally, the weight of gold was compared. The first one, field is the keyword friend. Tank is a businessman who started his business by dispatched workers. He began to show a vast network of contacts. Friends appeared one after another. They started raising Tank. But what makes people feel strange is that every friend seems to be unfamiliar with him. It also looks awkward when hugging. The hero Lee said nothing. Original, this Tank is very cunning. First use 40 billion as the initial fund. Let Buddy think that the winning ticket is in his hands. Take it lightly, then in a limited time, raise funds vigorously and quickly overtake. Playing Buddy surprise, there is nothing to fight back. Sure enough, the audience saw that Tank was full of stamina. They started to support Tank one by one. Suddenly a figure appeared on the stage. He is holding an elephant tusk and coral. It turns out that the bald Buddy also has a backhand. Soon they began to identify ivory and coral, but the appraisal system is unable to evaluate because of this priceless cultural relic, is determined by the organizer as unable to obtain the source of the transaction. The bet was deemed invalid. However, Buddy was still calm. It turned out that he also invited another friend. This man was on the Forbes rich list, but he saw Buddy and apologized. A few trolleys of gold were pushed to Tank's camp. It turned out that this friend was threatened by Tank before the game started because their company made fraudulent accounts. Tank found out Buddy's initial overwhelming loss in the first round of competition. But the next game is truly thrilling. The name of this game is Better Than Rich. The participants are the two richest Japanese. The key word in the second session is family. A beautiful girl used 10 billion to support Tank. Tank immediately got up to greet him and introduced that it was his wife he married 3 days ago. This 10 billion injection, funds completely overtake. And just then Buddy's brother also rushed over. He took out the valuable fixed assets of the land, but after identification, accidents followed one after another. That 5 billion piece of land is worth only a small piece of gold. It turned out that Tank had made a trick again. He bribed local officials, created a garbage disposal plant near that land, caused that land to plummet in an instant. Successive defeats. Lee wondered if someone had leaked Buddy's secret. Before he thought about it, Buddy's secretary walked out holding a painting. The person who originally leaked the secret is Buddy's secretary. In fact, he is Buddy's illegitimate son. Buddy abandoned his mother many years ago. He has been lurking with Buddy for many years, been looking for opportunities for revenge. This time, he teamed up with external counters and Tank. He wants to use the relic left by his mother, revenge for abandonment, and the painting in his hands. The secretary gave the painting to Tank. It also became the last straw that crushed her father. Can pass the appraisal of the painting sponsored by the game party. The staff only took out half a gold coin. The painting is worthless. Only the picture frame is valuable, half a gold coin. It turns out that the painting was painted by Buddy himself. It is him and his mother in the painting. It turns out that Buddy has never forgotten the mother and son. Have been looking for them for so many years. That's why I reclaimed my paintings at a high price. I just hope to find a clue to them. The little secretary was dumbfounded on the spot. Tank sprinkled salt on the wound. The secretary is angry. I threw it away with a gold coin. The game ends here. Tank's assets have crushed Buddy, but the game is not over yet. The third raise officially started. This time the keywords made the audience crazy, because the keyword is fans. Anyone who comes to the scene can place bets. Right, the funds doubled. And a large number of fans on the field, seeing that Tank is already so powerful. It is more than 10 billion more than Buddy. They have added the gold coins in their hands to Tank. The male protagonist Lee, as Buddy's partner, only a 1 billion reserve fund was prepared in advance, so how can he turn the tide? Bungee jumping, a life of 9 deaths. This game only needs to choose the right bungee jumping track. You can earn 10 billion. But if you choose the wrong one, you will die directly. Only one correct rope will not break in 10 tracks. In order for Lee to quickly get 10 billion, can only participate in this 9-dead game. And it is necessary to push out all the 1 billion funds. You can only get it if you win, 10 times the 100 million in bonuses. Tank on the other side is still full of confidence, because of this bungee jumping game, was also controlled by his dark box. It didn't take long before he got it. Good news that Lee chose the wrong one. He began to laugh uncontrollably. Buddy's heart attack was offended. It's time for the game. Yes! Buddy fainted because he couldn't accept the reality. Lee arrived with a cart of gold bars, however, Buddy's body was overwhelmed. Finally, he was sent to the hospital by security guards. Next, Lee will replace Buddy. At this time, Tank's face is covered in circles. It turned out that a mysterious woman told Lee. Behind the death bungee is the fact that Tank is manipulated. Lee quickly came up with a countermeasure. Let the secretary who had come to his senses cut off the power. In this way, Tank cannot change the number of the safe track. The safety rope will also stay on the last game number. Lee asked his friends to dig through the trash can, take out the number of the person who fell dead in it. I found that only the number 9 is missing, then number 9 is the safety rope, but at the beginning, Lee stood on number 10. This is also when Tank got him to choose the wrong track. And at the last moment, Lee stood on the 9th, but Tank didn't care anymore.
ゲームは終了。勝ったんだよ俺が。残り時間はまだ5分ある。はあ？あの時は5分早く進ませてる。
When the audience looked at the watch, there were really 5 minutes left. It turned out that Tank owed employee staff salary, and staff is in charge of the clock work here. Lee persuaded staff to do tricks on the watch, slowed down for 5 minutes. At this time, the Tank still persisted in the final stubbornness. He thinks the balance is so high, Lee definitely can't make tens of billions of gold bars. I saw Lee wave his little hand, dozens of unmanned aircraft debut. Throw all the gold on the balance accurately and quickly. Following Lee's series of operations, the wind direction of the audience has changed. Started one after another, betting on Buddy, the little gold coin snapped like it was raining. Everyone on the field is crazy about this game. They are like lunatics who lose their minds. Finally, the mist sprayed out, time is up. Lee stood on the balance instead of Buddy. The huge balance swayed from side to side. In the end, Tank still won by a little bit. Suddenly the clock above moves, the gold coins thrown crookedly by the audience slid to Lee's side. The hands of the balance wobbled again. Tank immediately pointed out that it was time for the game. Lee said, the rule says, as long as the gold coins thrown within the specified time are valid. As the balance stabilizes, it's still only a little bit short. The balance changes again. This winning gold coin changed the outcome of the game. Lee picked up the gold coin and took a look. It turned out that Tank abandoned the secretary. The half of the gold coins that the secretary threw away. The word cause and effect has to be daunting. Tank, who lost the game, eventually went bankrupt. Lee and his friends shared the bonus equally. In the end, there are only 2 boxes, one large and one small. The little friend asked him which one to choose. Lee chose the large box without hesitation. But something Lee didn't know, the lady who provided bungee jumping news, she also wanted to get a piece of the pie. She left Lee a chance. If you choose a small box, you will get a reward. The big box will be penniless. But it does not matter, the director will arrange them for the next game.